Hey everybody, happy 2020. Welcome to the new year and a new Connected Live. As you can see today, I am not with the horses with Connected Live. I am actually with our dogs. There's Thor, and he's about to take a pee, and there's Baldur. So as a lot of people know, we rescued Thor, I guess almost 6 months ago. And Thor is a very large German Shepherd, sable. He's actually taller than Baldur. And he was returned to the rescue twice before the age of 2. And so the reason I'm doing the Connected Live today is because about 15 minutes ago, and I just posted a photo on Facebook, I was able to better clip Thor's nails. And it's been a process for 6 months, doing his nails, grooming him, even brushing him. And, I wanted to bring up this Connected Live topic because grooming a dog, like with yourself, is a very personal thing. You go and get a manicure and allow somebody to, hold on just a second, folks. I got some Thor, come here. I've got some folks about to cross our yard into another yard, and my dogs, our pups, will not take kindly to that. Drop it, Thor. Drop it, Thor. Drop it. Come on, Thor. Thank you. So I got to put him in the house for a second. Hold on. Thor in particular can be defensive about the house, so I'm just going to put them inside. Stay, guys. A lot of times people will cross over the property when they're going to the Dollar General, which is across the field. So Thor is still very protective. He is, about 100 pounds. And since I'm doing a Connected Live, I can't completely have my focus on Thor and controlling him with some strangers walking through the yard. So I was bringing up grooming being a very personal. I bring this topic up because people really underestimate how personal grooming is. And it's like when you go get a manicure or go get your hair done, you don't just let anybody touch you or work on you. And you're always nervous when you go to a new place. I'm going to sit down so that I can talk and not be moving around so much. Say hello to my friend Bear here. But it's very personal, and there is a lot of trust involved. And Thor's, was a 2-time loser before the age of 2. Returned to a kill shelter in Texas. And the kill shelter, thankfully, was being monitored by Monty Roberts, who trains dogs for PTSD and has dogs that have served in the military, and was also run by a friend of his who understands animal behavior much better than the average person. And so while Thor was incredibly misunderstood due to his breed, they realized that this was just a very special dog and a great dog, just a dog that was just very misunderstood, just simply because he's a large German Shepherd. So when we took Thor on, we knew we had a good fit for us and a good fit for Baldur. But Thor didn't know that, we said we had committed to him, but other people had said that they had committed to him too, and he ended up at a kill shelter twice under the age of 2. And based on his behaviors in the house, and that's a longer explanation, behaviors and what he's shown me, it's clear that he was taken from his mother too soon. So this dog has a lot of insecurities about life. Life has not been a safe place for him. And certainly he has really no reason to have a lot of faith in humanity. Humans may have been intermittently nice to him, but humans had let him down. And, trust me, when they're in a kill shelter, I don't care how young they are, they know where they are, and they all talk to each other, and they know what's happening in kill shelters. They get out of a kill shelter and you have these people loving on them, but they just don't believe you, and they have no reason to believe you. And people get very overzealous, like, I've gone and I've rescued this dog and I love this dog, so why is this dog not letting me do everything I want to do with them? And that's a common problem with people who go to a shelter or go to a rescue, and they rescue and the dog has issues because they're traumatized. They have PTSD. And the only thing I can equate it to when they come out of kill shelters is people coming out of Auschwitz, from Nazi Germany. Their lives stripped from them, no control, and at a moment's notice they can be put to death. And they live in conditions that are horrible, and kennels, and they don't feel at home. There's no sense of security or safety. And then they have to recover from all this and find a way to trust life again and trust a species that has shown them nothing but insecurity. So with all that said, it's been a little over 6 months since I've had Thor, and it's me. And Joy, who's the head of Rescue Me Incorporated, will say, this dog is lucked out because he got you and Robert, and he's going to have an amazing life. And I was like, yeah, but he doesn't know that. He might sense that I'm a good person and I have good intentions, but humans have let him down. So he has no reason to not be waiting for the other shoe to drop. So for 6 months, we groom. He lets me brush him, but you can see the look in his eye like, don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me. What are you going to do to me? And so I move real slow and I'm real careful, and everything is positive reinforcement. And somebody definitely held him down and forcibly cut his nails, probably bled him because he just sees the nail clippers. And at one point he just saw it and screamed. And so, somebody forced him into that. And by the way, behaviorally, amazing recall. He has better recall than Baldur. He bends over backwards trying to be the perfect dog because he doesn't want to be sent back to the shelter. Anything to be the perfect dog. And we finally have him to a point that when we have to say no about something, he's not running to hide. We left the crate out for a while because you could tell he was very crate oriented. That seemed to be a safe space for him, but it wasn't that it was a safe space. It was that whoever had him would lock him in a crate the most of the time because they didn't know how to deal with his high drive or his energy, didn't know how to deal with the German Shepherd. So they would just stick him in a crate. And so every time he thought you were displeased with him, he would run to the crate because he thought that that's where he was going to be thrown anyway. It wasn't that it was a safe space. That's how they punished him. And he saw it as punishment. So we got rid of the crate because that was not seen as a positive thing for him. And so now when I have to tell him no on something, or I have to educate him about something that he needs to do differently, we go about it in a way that he's not running and ducking for cover like, oh my God, the world is ending. They're going to give me up because I made a mistake. So he's learned that he can make mistakes and that we can tell him to do things differently, and he relaxes. I think the biggest challenge, and I'm bringing up the personal grooming, has been cutting his nails because it absolutely freaks him out. And again, Joy will say, he's got the best people in the world. He's lucked out, but he doesn't know that. All he knows is the moment. All he knows is his past. So the only way I'm ever going to win him over, and Robert's ever going to win him over, is that he knows he's not going anywhere no matter what. So I've literally had to clip one nail at a time, over a week. And there can be no ego involved with it. You have to just always remember that grooming is a very personal thing. It's a very, it requires a tremendous amount of trust. And some dogs are okay with it, like some people, and other dogs aren't, because it's a trust issue. And so today, one of the techniques that I adopted is that I use Baldur as model. Baldur hates having his nails trimmed, but I've never bled him or anything like that. His paws are just sensitive, and my nails are sensitive too. It's like I go to the manicurist and I'm like, get near my nails in the wrong way, I'm going to bop you one. My manicurist knows me well, and he's a nice guy, and he's got great hands like a surgeon. So he knows that I'm really sensitive. So I understand sensitive paws because I've got sensitive paws in my own right. So I laid Balder down and I did all his nails, and Thor realized that Balder wasn't screaming. So today I did the same thing. I sat Balder down, I trimmed his nails, and I said, okay, Thor, we have to trim your nails. And he lay down for me, but he postured a little bit, like he was giving me that look like, you hurt me, I'm going to bite you. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to hurt you. And I wasn't worried about being bitten. Their mouth is all they have. Like, we have hands, we can push you away, we can say no. He was trying to lay there to be a good boy, but if I hurt him, the only thing he has to do to tell me that I'm hurting him is his mouth. So if I get nipped, it's not personal, and he's not going after me or being vicious. He's defending himself or protecting himself or letting you know that that doesn't work for him. So, I got and I got a little bit of posturing. He's still laying down. And I got, no, don't touch my feet. Don't even touch my feet. And I was like, okay. And I said, well, I have to touch your nails to see how far they've grown. And I explained that to him just with a calm voice. And, I got the rolling over and then I said, Thor, I'm more likely to make a mistake and hurt you by accident if I can't see what I'm doing. And so I need you to sit still. And I need to kind of feel your nails so that I can see where you are. And, touching paws on dogs is also a dominance issue too, that I've learned through the years, that when you touch their paws or you put your hand on top of their hand, that's a dominance thing for them. So he's not comfortable with that, with dominance in that way. And I'm kind of telling him, I'm not trying to be dominant on you. I know that's a dog thing, but it's not a human thing. And I'm trying to trim your nails for your health so that your feet don't hurt when you hyperextend your toes because your nails are too long. And so, believe it or not, they understand all that language. There's so many studies now out, scientifically proven that other animals, because we're animals too, we're mammals, other animals have more human language than we ever imagined. So it's really fascinating. 20 years ago when I started doing this as a profession, people would say to me, oh, you're a lady that thinks that, animals talk, or you talk to animals. And now I have all kinds of documentation that animals do have human language, and I laugh at all the skeptics because they're the ones that are, kind of the idiots to think that animals living around us wouldn't understand our language. And in our arrogance, we haven't even figured out theirs, which is even funnier. Who's the stupider species, them or us? I think we're more stupid in our arrogance. But yes, I can hear them, and yes, I do talk to them, and I talk with them, not at them. So I literally had a negotiation, and for the first time, I was able to trim all of Thor's nails at one go. And when he sat up, he bowed his head, and he looked sad, and he was like, that was really, 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 I'm exhausted. He was emotionally exhausted from letting me trim his nails. And so I petted him, and I told him what an amazing dog he is, and I thanked him for his patience with me as a human being, and that we're learning each other still. But, we've had our first Christmas and our first New Year's, and, he knows he's part of our family, and he knows he doesn't have to duck and cover. He knows he doesn't have to be perfect. He's getting it, but, it comes with time. And so even an experienced person like me, who works with animals and talks with them for a living, I don't expect immediate trust. I don't expect for every animal to like me. That's all ego. Anybody that thinks that is not doing their job right. So when you rescue a dog, have patience. Remember that grooming is very, very personal and requires a tremendous amount of trust. Horses is the same way. I mean, I carried a brush near Arrow the first 6 months, and he looked like he was going to bite and strike me because he was like, don't touch me. And it wasn't, again, people get so eager. I've rescued this horse, or I've rescued this dog or this cat, and they should love me because I've rescued them. They don't care that you pay the bills. They don't care that you've opened your home. They only know what they've experienced in the past, and you have to prove through a prolonged period of time that you merit their trust and that you are going to be a good human partner. And that takes time. And that takes proof of actions. So that's my Connected Live for today. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. It's a beautiful day here in Oklahoma. I'm about to head to the barn to go take Arrow out on a training ride because we're training for 25 miles. Just remember, don't take grooming for granted. It's a huge trust thing for animals, especially rescues. And don't take it personally if an animal doesn't give you their trust right away. They really don't have a lot of reasons to trust us, to be quite frank. Humanity has betrayed other species in more ways than I can count. So it's up to good people to create trust and develop it over time and to be incredibly patient. So you all have a great day. Thank you for joining me on Connected Live. Please spread these videos to other people to help them be better with their pets. It's a new decade. It's a time to do things differently and evolve. And that's what I'm here doing on Connected Live. If you need anything, would like to book an appointment with me, distance is irrelevant. I work with clients all over the world, healertv.com or connectedenergy.com. Thanks again and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.